4440. I love this cartridge. Today we're going to talk about and we're going to rank some of the revolvers that have been submitted by you guys out there, the viewers. So let's go. What's up, crew? It's Chris with CloverTac. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started here with this little revolver video, I do want to say that we are going to be, since this is a revolver video, giving away a Smith & Wesson watch. So you're going to want to hang around to the end of the video to get all of the skinny, of course, on that, and good luck to everybody out there. Also, a big thank you goes out to all the folks that commented on the Facebook group, The Cloverfield, as well as YouTube, as well as Instagram. Thank you guys. It really helped a lot in getting this video put together. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of those comments and everything that was going on, and then we're going to rank a few, at least I'm going to rank a few of the revolver models that you guys have submitted. So I want to start out and talk about all of the comments that were gotten, and the majority of those comments came in the form of Smith & Wesson model revolvers. No real surprise there, of course. Next up was what I would consider a distant second, was Ruger, and in that I've got here a Ruger Redhawk. There was a little love for the Redhawk, the Super Redhawk, the Blackhawk, the Super Blackhawk, and there is one Ruger model that will make our list when it comes to the revolvers that we're going to rank today. Before we put any rounds down range, obviously safety's first. Got my eyes on my ears in. The Redhawk here in Ruger Redhawk in 44 Magnum. Let's see if I can hold on to this dude and put a couple down range. We'll go with a double action, and then we'll flip it over and go single action. What do you say? Here we go. Single action. Whew. That sucker puts a thump. But yeah, 44 Magnum. Redhawk by Ruger did not make the list to rank. Still a fun one. Now, there was also, when we talk about the models, again, Smith & Wesson, the overall victor when it comes to brand anyway, there were some love for some single action Army revolvers. 45 Colt came up a lot. We'll talk about calibers here in just a second, but what we got here is the Uberti Cattleman. This one chambered in the OG 4440. So let's put a couple down range with the Uberti 4440 here. Single action, meaning not going to be able to, awesome, not going to be able to shoot double action, but 4440, I love this cartridge. And that's what you get with a single action Army 4440. A single action Army copy, I guess. Not a Colt, but Uberti is good stuff. So when we talk about the calibers that you guys recommended in the comments, the vast majority was 357 Magnum. I don't think that's any surprise. We all know that with 357, you can also fire 38 Special. And so that kind of lended itself being number 2. And then, of course, there were some various calibers. So there was some comments out there about trying to find a revolver 9mm. And I get it. For some people, I get that you've already got maybe 9mm, so you want to find something, your first revolver, in a caliber like that. But as the overwhelming majority shows, revolvers, people tend to enjoy revolvers in revolver calibers most. So what I would suggest, being that a lot of your semi-auto calibers can be hard to find in a revolver and be pricey as well, is to make your first revolver something like a 357. You can always shoot 38, something like a 22, this little Diamondback Sidekick, which is a swing out cylinder, as you can see while I was loading it. Also single action, double action. Check this out. single action, double action, again, tip out cylinder there. So yeah, you could get into a 22 as a first revolver, really fun and cheap to shoot. And I think that little Sidekick might be a good one. All right, with the calibers and the brands out of the way, I got some slips of paper here so we can randomly pick what models we're going to take a look at. And first one here is the Model 686, again from Smith & Wesson. Now, there's 7 different ones we're going to be looking at today. The Model 686, I would say probably is the most popular as far as the Smith & Wesson revolvers, I think in this day and age anyway. Pretty doggone popular. Yeah, a lot of different options available in the 686. And because it was the first one we've drawn, it's #1 right now. So, yay, go Model 686. Let's dig into that and see. And yeah, we've got the Ruger. Now, spoiler alert, this is the only Ruger that we're going to be ranking today because Smith & Wesson just ran away with it. This is the only non-Smith & Wesson, the GP100 from Ruger. And when it comes to the GP100 versus the 686, I'm going to put the GP100, don't get too cocky, Ruger guys and gals, but I'm going to put the GP100, I think, above the 686 just because of those options available. There's more caliber options available, barrel lengths, different styles and stuff like that. So I think GP100, #1 spot right now. 686, #2 spot. And the third one we're going to be looking at, the Smith & Wesson Model 10. And that just so happens I do have a Smith & Wesson Model 10 here. So let's take a look at my Smith & Wesson Model 10, one of mine. I'm a fan of Smith & Wesson Model 10s. This is obviously a custom competition grade model. Grab a couple rounds here, put in this dude, lock this dude up. And let's put a couple down range. This thing shoots as sweet as it can be. It is single action, double action. So there is single, and double is almost as smooth on this thing. I actually hit steel and I wasn't even trying down there, but yeah, this is a very, very, very nice Smith & Wesson Model 10. I like the model. A lot of people don't know, may not know, but the Smith & Wesson Model 10 is still in production today. It's been in production for like 130 years, this particular frame design. So pretty iconic. Because of that, because of the nostalgia factor, if I can speak here, we're going to go Smith & Wesson Model 10 at #1, GP100 at #2, and that 686 bringing up the rear at #3. Let's grab one of our other pieces of paper here. Oh, we've got a good one. The Smith & Wesson Model 29. Now, I did take the Model 27 and 29 and included the 629 and 627. For those, again, that may not know, the 6 in front of a model number on Smith & Wesson, when you're dealing with 27s, 29s, 17s, and a few others, just denotes the stainless version, right? The 2-digit number would be a blued version or a nickel version, usually. So 29, 629. This one iconic because who does not remember the Dirty Harry revolver? 44 Magnum, most powerful handgun in the world, he says. And that would be the Model 29. Now, nostalgia wants to play a role here. Again, just like the Model 10 for me. I don't think the 29, because of the longevity of the Model 10, that particular model and design, I don't think the 29 takes it. But because of Dirty Harry, because of gun culture, movie culture, I think that 29 is going to surpass the GP100. So I think it's going to be the Model 10, the 29, the GP100, and the 686. So that, let's go. We've got 2 or 3 more. 3 more here, I think we've got to look at. Wow. And we've got the Model 65 next. Now, Model 65 is an revolver in my opinion. I do have one here, a little Model 65. Now the reason I picked up this Model 65 is the serial number. This Model 65 has a serial number of 1776. How cool is that? So let's put a couple of rounds through the Model 65. Like I said, even though I'm not the hugest fan of this particular model, let's put a couple. Again, it's double action, single action. 357 Magnum, of course. You can tell by the recoil there. There's the single action. Got a heck of a thump to it. But a really solid frame revolver. You know, it's all of the revolvers that we're talking about when ranking this list are phenomenal revolvers. A Smith & Wesson stainless, I mean, how can you go wrong? 357 Magnum, right? But at the end of the day, I just don't see anything as far as nostalgia. I just don't see anything special on the 65. So I think we're going to put it down below that 686. This Model 65 from Smith & Wesson. It's going to kind of be dead last. So we've got two more here. And we've got the Smith & Wesson Model 27. Talked about the 29 earlier. 44 Magnum, 27. Similar. That is the 27 and or the 627. And I'm okay with that, but I think I would put the 27 627 probably below, for me anyway, below the 686 as well. Yeah, it fancies me a little bit more than the 65, I should say. And it is not quite as popular, I don't think, as the 686. So finally, here, we've got the Model 19. Man, Model 19 is iconic. The Model 19, like the Combat Master. 357 Magnum. How can you go wrong again? Model 19, pretty iconic. Not as iconic, I don't think, as the 10. Not as iconic, I don't think, as the 29. But I'm torn. I'm going to say for the Model 19, I'm going to put it above that GP100. So as far as the final rank goes, I think we've got the Smith & Wesson Model 10. We've got the Smith & Wesson Model 29, which is the 44 Magnum, by the way. We've got the Smith & Wesson Model 19. We've got the Ruger GP100. We've got the Smith & Wesson Model 686. Then Smith & Wesson Model 27. And then followed by the Smith & Wesson 65. I think I got them all in there. Before we leave today, though, we've got to talk about the giveaway for the Smith & Wesson watch. So hopefully you hadn't went anywhere on that. But here's one of my favorite revolvers. 10-shot Smith & Wesson Model 617. 22 long rifle. And again, this goes back to what I said at the first of the video about you can pick a revolver that you can just take out and have fun. You don't have to get all crazy and caliber share and all of that. Sometimes your favorite revolver is going to be just the one that you have the most fun with. Now, I do have a high-vis fiber optic front sight on this one. Single action, double action. We're going to rip 10 rounds off, though. Double action, pretty much as fast as I can pull the trigger. Now, I'm no Jerry Michalek, but here we go. And there's 10 rounds really quick through the Model 617. It got absolutely zero mentions out there in the comments when I put those out, but it's one of my favorites, so it had to at least make the video. So let's talk about the Smith & Wesson watch. So this is going to be, if you want to win this, we are going to give this away. This is going to be done on the honor system. I know in this day and age, probably not a smart move, but what I want you to do is I want you to go down, click the like, because that helps with the algorithm. Another thing that really helps, especially during the summertime with gun channels when traffic is slow, is sharing. So here's the caveat. Thumbs up, share, come back to the comments, be honest, and then let us know down in the comments below that you shared, and then we will draw a winner for that Smith & Wesson watch here in the next few days, week. something like that. You can check down in the pinned comment below. If we do draw, or when we do draw, I will announce the winner down there in a pinned comment. That way, if you're watching this video at a later date, you don't have to worry about it. So there it is, just some revolvers, and also ranking some of the ones that have been submitted by you guys. Again, on the Facebook group, the Cloverfield, the CloverTac YouTube channel, as well as the Instagrams at CloverTac. So if you want to check out other revolver stuff on the channel, hey, I got you locked, loaded, ready to go right over here. As for this one, we're done. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And until next time, don't forget to chain fire freedom.